I remember days they used to laugh at me. Used to show them on my records talking casually. Used to say it was a passion on my path to be. Then they told me that I couldn't, so I had to be. Tell me what they really think about it now. Used to hate it, but I guarantee they're proud. Had to do it just to show them that I could, yeah. Now I finally think I took it where I should, yeah. Had a jokes on you and now you're on and laughing. I did a whole lot of winning. Look, it came from a passion. I see a whole lot of knowings. I could see now in public and that may think a lot of things. Man, at least think something, now you the judge. And now tell me where you ended up, yeah. Look, I bet it was a simple job, yeah. Look, I went and took a different route, yeah. Look, that's why my life is different now. Back in my feelings, look, when I wasn't so gifted and I was learning to do this, and all I heard were the critics, and I don't blame you for that shit. Look, I was way out the basis, but I just needed some talent so I could witness the greatness. Oh yeah, you ain't ever think this, no, no, no. Stop me while I started, homie, whoa, whoa, whoa. Now this shit settled, it's go better and better, but I'll always remember, yeah, yeah.
Hey, what's happening? It's your boy C-Roc and Kinz. We're back on That1 Podcast. We're in Miami, in the 305, as you see on the shirt, rocking it out with some of our friends down here, bringing them into the studio, find out why they're that one. And today we have Justen Elias with us. He's a luxury real estate agent here. He's starting an amazing network of amazing people, works with a lot of entertainers, athletes, and is just doing his thing down here. And I connected with him on Instagram and through another networking group, and dude, when I met him, I was like, through the text and Zoom call we had, I was like, dude, you got to come on the show, man. We got to connect. So I brought him in here. What's up, Just?
Excited to be here.
Yeah, man.
He has an instant, you are so calming. Like, your vibe is incredible. Like, I'm like, I know why you work with all these elite people, just because.
I've been told that before.
Yeah, you have that instant.
That.
I'm like, okay, I feel like I just got to
I'm a salesman, but I'm not a salesman. You know what I
mean?
mean?
Yeah.
We appreciate that.
Well, the best
does,
salespeople make people feel a certain way.
Yeah.
Right? It's not, that's huge.
Yeah.
And especially with what you're doing, which we're going to talk about how you got into it and how you're carrying on and where you're going with it. But, like, you know, it's important to make those folks that are always, you know, approached by people and in the news or media or whatever, like, you got to make them feel just
You don't
like,
want to be a fan, you know?
Yeah.
Like, you're a regular person, I'm a regular person.
Yeah.
What do we have in common? How do we vibe? That's
Yeah.
what it's about, right?
Yeah. So where did it start for you? Like, I've been in real estate. I don't know if you know this. I don't know if we talked about this, but I was in real estate and mortgages for 20 years. Started as a real estate agent myself. And I was in a smaller town. I always wanted to come to a big town.
Yeah.
But just doesn't work out with the family situation the way it is. So I watch other people and I'm like, damn, if I could have only been in Miami, you know. But, like, how did it start for you? How did you get into real estate in the first place?
I had the same story. I grew up in Metro Detroit.
Okay.
Yeah. So I started real estate there. My parents were always investing. I started selling real estate there. Started building up a niche. I started helping professional athletes because a lot of the Detroit sports teams were there. Yeah. I'd help the Pistons, the Lions, the Red Wings, and from there I started building up this network. I started building relationships with sports agents, with business managers.
Yeah.
And from there, I started this network called Nexus before I moved here.
Oh, that was before.
That was before,
Wait a minute, but I want to slow down here, because I want to know how you got with, like, when you decided to get in that niche, was it an accident and you were like, you met one and then you were like, oh, I think I could carry this on, or I want to do this?
It was a mix of both, because I saw there was a few other people that were doing it.
Yeah.
And that were helping athletes nationwide. There was actually a guy named Jason Abrams, and he actually had a TV show called Scoring the Deal. And he would go visit athletes in different towns across the country and help them. So I learned from him, and then I realized, man, these athletes are getting traded so much. They need homes in Miami, in LA, in Vegas. You know, how can I help them outside of my market, Michigan? So
Gotcha.
And boom, the dream was born. Can you tell us some of, like, some stories or some things that people would be shocked to hear about working with professional athletes on the daily?
You know, I feel like at times they can be demanding. At times it can be very easy. I actually had a big NBA player here. He wanted the keys before the wire was sent, before the funds were sent.
Yeah.
So just dealing with stuff like that, they always want things quick, which is sometimes good for me because I don't have to show them a bunch of properties.
Yeah.
It's not a long, drawn-out process, but I feel like sometimes it can be demanding.
How do you handle that, man? Like, if he says something that's not normal, do you educate them on why that's not normal, or do you just try to make it happen first?
I guess you got to make it happen.
Yeah.
They don't take no for an answer, so you got to make it happen, right?
Yeah.
But I think if the client that I'm working with is there's a big name, it makes it easier. You're gonna get your money. There's gonna be no issues. So.
And do athletes beat you up on price at all? like here's the thing, and I don't want to put you in a bad spot here, but let's just talk about this for a second. So sometimes when you think people that are making a lot of money are free with it, and they're not going to like nickel and dime you, right? But it is a lot of times it's the opposite because, well, one way to keep your money is to be that way. But I think sometimes where we come from places like I have like nothing, and then you get money, then you're like you want to hold on to it because you got it and you're not used to it. So you notice that though? They want things for free sometimes, and
yes, definitely.
Yeah.
That's like no.
Yeah, I mean, let's just call it like it is. And by the way, if anybody out there is listening to this and you're like, these son of a bitches talking about me, like, hey, the shoe fits. Like, hey, don't be that way then. No,
but it is
no.
shocking,
Listen, if you're spending a lot of money, if you're spending, $50,000 a month on our rental, you're gonna want a discount on that. If you're spending $5-10 million on a property, you're gonna want a discount. And my job is to negotiate the best deal for you and provide you value. Otherwise, what am I here for?
Yeah.
So,
Right.
But what about your commission though?
commission?
Do you get that part? Like that's the part
I'm just worried about getting the deal closed at this point. You know,
but
getting to the finish line.
Even like when I was an agent or from the mortgage business, people would like they would beat you up sometimes, and you just got to make them feel like they're getting something.
Exactly.
You know.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of people just shrink down and just give everything away because they're like so afraid of losing the deal. You know?
Yeah, exactly.
So
let's talk about the art of negotiation. What tips can you give to people? Some hacks to really thrive when negotiating.
Yeah, I like that. That's a good question. I think you always can go up, but you can't go down.
Mm-hmm.
So I think finding out what your client's bottom line is,
okay,
and maybe starting a little bit below that, I think is a good way to start. So figuring out the starting point, I think, is really important. I think for me, when I'm negotiating, I always like to feel the other person out. So, hey, what about this number? What do you think about this price? So just feeling them out and then starting at a good price.
So use what do you think?
Yeah, what do you think
what
about
the chances are? What do you think? Yeah,
okay.
If the property's $1 million, what do you think about 900?
Yeah,
850.
Yeah.
You know, can we get the chandelier included?
I like this. He's like selling me right now. Yes, that's good. Yeah.
So what about the move to Miami? Like, how did it all go down? Like, you're in Detroit, and
I had to get out of the weather.
yeah, I mean,
I feel your pain at Indianapolis, and it's like in Maryland. It's cold. Maryland,
it's
right?
cold as
So, I mean, we travel a lot.
I hate the cold weather.
We're fortunate, but like we left 20 degrees.
Yeah. My wife, I said, I miss you guys yesterday. She goes, oh, it looks like you're missing us.
And all the Floridians are like, they're like, it's freezing here, and we're like, this is awesome, right?
If you guys haven't noticed, I have like a cold, and when it dropped below 70, I'm just like, I'm going back to Michigan in a couple of weeks. I don't know how I'm gonna do it.
Yeah. So the move to Miami.
The move to Miami. So I always vacationed here. I'm like, man, I love this city. I could see myself living here. Obviously, like when you're on vacation, it's different.
Yeah.
But a lot of my clients actually were buying second homes here, so it kind of just made sense. I also sell real estate still in Michigan. I run a team there. And then I expanded to here a few years ago. Gotcha. I think for Nexus too, it's a good place for me to build relationships and get the right people in the network. So
yeah. Well, now, let's talk about Nexus. So why did you start it, and then what is it for specifically? What kind of people?
So Nexus is a professional network. We have some of the top real estate brokers, insurance providers, lenders, concierge specialists, and we help athletes relocate all across the country. Athletes and high net worth clients. So I always had the idea, but my network wasn't in the right place until a few years ago. So it's a very collaborative network. My goal is to engage everybody, to connect people, and make sure people are doing business within the network. So.
Gotcha. So the athletes and things aren't in that
They're
group.
not in the
These are
network.
the professionals.
Those are the clients that we service.
Yeah. The professionals.
The professionals are in the network.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and we have a lot of retired athletes also in the network that have transitioned from NFL to real estate, insurance, things like that. So
how about sports agents? Do you have them in the network?
Those are our clients. No,
Okay.
those are not in the network.
Okay,
so
gotcha.
Those are the clients that we service. I don't think they'd get much value from it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
For them to be in the network. So
well, I know one agent in LA, and he played at UCLA, and he went into real estate too now. So
one sports agent.
Yeah, he's a sports agent, but he also has his real estate license now too. So he'd be a good person. Trey,
okay.
Yeah,
Okay,
Trey
cool.
Smith.
Yeah.
So I'll connect you.
Awesome,
So,
man. Awesome.
Yeah.
There's a lot of sports agents out there. I think finding clients and that business is cutthroat.
Mm-hmm.
Like one thing I've learned about working with athletes is a sports agent business, because I'm always trying to help them and connect them.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, what value am I providing them?
Right.
That's a cutthroat business.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Like I thought real estate was cutthroat until I learned about sports agencies.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it is.
It's a cutthroat business.
It is cutthroat.
And then you got to bend over backwards for their client because they don't want to lose them.
Yeah.
You know, well, when you watch Jerry Maguire the movie, it was like that.
Oh,
Like,
that movie inspired me to get
Yeah.
into working
Really?
with
Did it?
That was a great movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was such a great movie.
That is fantastic. I'm sure you have some wild, like, if you're going to write a book, I don't know if you have written a book, like can you tell us a story that you would include? That's a little something juice. You don't have to name their name, or you can, whatever.
Like I said, I think one thing that comes to mind was I had a client that was down here we've been looking for months at a property, and his business manager was like ready to close the deal, ready to get a property. We found one in Miami Beach, and they sent over the contract, but they didn't want to send over the wire. They had to send it after they wanted the keys before they sent the wire in.
Mm-hmm.
So that just dealing with that was a nightmare. And the owner didn't want to give the keys, but I had to force the owner to give him the keys before.
Oh my
So
God.
you did accomplish it.
Yeah, we accomplished it. Yeah,
wow,
yeah.
that's something
So
else.
a thing with me always, when I was in the mortgage and real estate, and then also now in the agency that I have with That1, it's always like I want to please people,
You wanna
right?
be
And I get this
people-pleasing.
feeling in my chest when I get a text or call with somebody's unhappy or they have. Do you get that still? Do you get that emotional feeling like that? Like, oh,
Give me an example.
like I don't know, somebody's not happy with something. I don't know, like the key thing situation. Like, let's say that happened.
You want
And then
to make everybody happy,
but, like, do
and
you
you
get
want to
this-
be ethical at the same time.
Yeah,
you know what
but
I mean?
I'm talking about the feeling that you get about it. Like,
Yeah, I love working with athletes. I
Yeah.
love sports. So like this is my my niche and my clientele. So of course I want to make them happy.
Yeah.
Their families, their agents, their business managers. So
because
definitely.
because if they don't get something happen the way they want it, they're gonna tell.
They're gonna
people.
look at you.
and they're gonna tell people.
Yeah, they're gonna blame you.
And in their circle, you're not gonna get any business from that circle.
Exactly.
So you gotta sometimes you gotta just eat crow. You know.
Do sometimes you feel though
Bring a
like
vacuum, maybe clean up a little bit.
how do you
Yeah.
handle if someone like an athlete is being super entitled and you're like, all right, like you are a human being, like you don't walk on water, like you need to come down. Because I mean, I've interviewed several artists, several, actors and actresses where you're like, all right.
Yeah, have you had to
like
put your
or
foot down?
maybe new ones that they're just kind of starting out, but they are acting as if they're
I
like
mean, you gotta have boundaries. You can't let people walk all over
because
you,
they will,
you know?
right?
They will.
Yeah.
If they
so
see
how do you
you.
handle kind of like taking somebody down a notch and keeping the good relationship?
I think people will respect you if you draw boundaries. Like, no, like this is not. You're not gonna talk to me this way. Like, you're gonna have
Yeah.
respect. We're gonna be both at the same playing field. I'm just trying to help you. I think setting boundaries is important.
Yeah.
And I like that. I'm helping you.
Yeah.
Like I'm trying here to help you.
I'm trying to help you.
Exactly.
Like what's your goal?
Yeah.
What are you trying to accomplish here? How can I help you? It's all about adding value.
Yeah, and another thing I deal with sometimes, so I'd like to hear your take on this, is that they got to trust you.
Trust.
Like,
is
look,
so
you're
important.
working with me for a reason, and like letting them know, like I am the best in the business.
Yeah.
and portraying that even if you don't feel like it sometimes when you're first starting out, right? You
Yeah.
got to portray it, and you got to trust me, man. Like, if
I'm here to help
there's no
you.
trust here, then we can't move forward.
And I think it starts with their business manager or their sports agent.
Yeah.
Because that's the person they look at ultimately. Like that's
Yeah.
that's their guy. You
Or
know what
their
I mean?
wife.
Or their wife.
Have you gotten like good with wives sometimes and like gotten their good
I
side?
have
and then,
more so with the sports agent and the business manager, but I have the wife is
Yeah.
important too. That's a keep. Their mom. You
Yeah.
know.
Their mom.
yeah,
That's important. Yeah.
I mean, a lot of
Yes,
athletes
definitely
between
mom.
like 22, 25, like there's a Miami Heat player that comes to mind. He got a $150 million contract before he was 25. Like,
Yeah.
he's looking at his mom to do everything, you know?
Right.
So,
Now, the Miami vibe and novelty of it, right? Like you said, when it's different when you vacation here. When you live here, has that worn off for you since you've lived here now?
it
Like,
has.
it's-
I mean, like for example, Art Basel. I mean, it's like sometimes I don't want to go out. Sometimes I'm an introvert. You know, I
Yeah.
don't want to go out every single day. There's Art Basel. There was about 10 events every single day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it can be overwhelming at times.
I didn't go to one event, by the way. Like I've planned on coming down here. My flight gets delayed, so
he had a
I go to
story.
the airport. I booked an early flight on Thursday, right? And it's like I had to get up at like 3:30 in the morning, and I'm like, I'm not happy about that, right? It's cold out up in Maryland. I get to the airport, get on the plane. It's a little jet, and it's wind's blowing, and I'm like, oh man, it's gonna be a fun ride. Well, they deplaned us because of a delay. They took our bags off, and I'm like, it's supposed to get windier today. I'm just gonna move till tomorrow.
Who'd you fly through? Because like
American.
American
Yeah.
right now is a mess.
Yeah, it's American. So then I texted you. I'm like, I can't come to the event because I'm coming tomorrow now.
Yeah.
But I moved it to the next day. It worked out. But yeah, when you're traveling, things happen, and I always gotta you make space. But I planned on going to some events.
Yeah.
But
There
with
were
everything
so
that
many
I've been
events.
doing, I was so tired when I was done. I was just like, I'm just gonna stay in.
What could you see yourself living here? Like, what's your favorite city?
Yeah, I could live here for
Yeah.
sure.
I could see you here. You have Miami energy.
This is
yeah,
my
he does
favorite.
have a Miami energy.
Yeah,
he does
this is
light it.
this, and then I think LA are two of my favorites.
Yeah, LA
maybe
is
not
so
right in
spread out,
town.
though.
Yeah. not right in town.
So
You know
what,
what I mean?
what are pros and cons of living in Miami? Because I do. My friends are the same way. They hate this time. They hate our Basel. They love it, but they hate it. They're like, I'm not.
It's a
Forget it. I
love-hate
give up. Yeah,
relationship.
they're like the traffic. Forget it. Like they're like.
Yeah.
But what
the pros
would you
and
say?
cons, I would say the pros are the weather, obviously.
Yeah.
The connections you make here. For me, the beautiful women.
Yeah. I like the honesty. Yeah.
No, I would say the cons right now, just the traffic is just, oh my, it's becoming like an LA.
Yeah.
And like everything's so close versus LA is so spread out, but you still have so much traffic.
Being from Michigan, are you able to find real people? Because sometimes in Miami you find like, I appreciate people because I'm a Midwestern girl, so that have like
that Midwest value.
Yeah, that have
it's hard to
values,
find
that have a brain, that are like the complete package. Some, there's a million beautiful women, but sometimes there's nothing going on like upstairs.
For sure.
Or
I
men.
was just talking to someone about that for sure. Yeah. Finding genuine people here is not. It's just like LA or any big city. I feel like versus Chicago, Indy, Michigan, it's a little bit harder.
What's the dating scene like? Like what's it like? Because by the way, I've been married 21 years, so I don't even know what. Dating apps weren't even a thing when I was dating. So like
I feel like everyone here is on dating apps.
Social media wasn't even a thing.
Social media and dating apps, that's the Miami culture, I feel like.
Really?
Yeah.
So I hear a lot of people, well, in a one group that we're in yesterday, they were talking about dating apps. And then the one girl was looking for like, what's the best dating app? Anybody trying? And somebody said, they all suck. And I said, funerals and weddings.
Funerals and weddings.
Oh my God.
So, but yeah, what is it like though? Like, is it hard to, do you meet most of the girls that you might date or something like at a bar somewhere or an event?
I mean, for me, I go to a lot of events, so I like meeting girls that way.
Yeah.
But Hinge is a big.
Hinge, I didn't even heard of Hinge.
You never heard of Hinge?
Nah.
You don't know Hinge?
I'm dating apps one thing. I swear to God, like what? I don't have no reason.
You got to put them on game.
Okay,
like,
so the vibe of that I was like at the hair salon, everyone is like, they're all sugar babies down here. Like they're everywhere in the world, but I've never like lots of Miami.
I never
girls,
even heard the term sugar baby before I moved to
There's
Miami.
no shade, but there's lots of Miami women are sugar babies, and they're like, we love it because they get everything met, their needs, like those needs met, and then they have this whole like business type.
Do you ever have like an urge to be a sugar baby?
No,
I'm just
but like
curious.
the way these women are, I'm like, that does not sound that bad.
Yeah, so
they make
the answer is
appointments
yes.
for dinners like you would on a calendar, like a meeting, and then some. I was like, well, when do you have to?
Have you
like,
ever done,
I can't
have
go
you ever
that
done
route.
It? Have you ever done it?
No. But I was
Are you
like,
telling the truth?
I'm telling you,
You think she's
1,000%.
She's from Indy, so I trust her.
This is what I'm saying though. I'm like, well, what do you have to go after dinner? Like, can you go home? Like, I'm like, what's the expectation? And they're like, no, they just want companionship. They just want to sit across from a beautiful woman and have
that's dating in general. Like you see what happens. Like you just throw it up there and see what happens.
Yeah.
Yes, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's interesting. Yeah.
Yeah. So
the whole sugar baby culture is interesting.
Yeah.
So what's the move? Like you're at an event. Let's talk about being an event, right? Real estate event, networking, whatever. And you see a girl.
This is the stuff I was talking
Yeah,
about.
let's talk about.
Oh, I thought we were talking about networking.
We're going to talk about this is networking. Like dating is networking, isn't it? Really? Like
I think
the same
it's
kind
different
of
goals. Networking
goals,
is more business.
But like I think some of the same procedures or tactics can be used. Like what's the move? Like you see a girl that's like catches your eye, right? But you're at a business thing. Your goal is to meet people to network, but a girl catches your eye though. Like what's the move? Like,
and do you date people that you work with?
I'm
like
open.
clients?
I'm
you're open. Okay.
Yeah, I'm open to it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think obviously we just get their information, their Instagram, their phone number.
right away or
No, I mean just
no. So like you go up and say, "Hey, how you doing? I'm Justin. Nice to meet you."
How you doing? How are
Caught
you?
my eye.
Yeah,
Like,
you caught my eye. Thank you for coming to my event. Usually I'm meeting girls at my event, so that helps.
good. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, that's a BD.
Did you meet a good one at your event?
I met a couple.
Yeah,
I
good.
met a couple.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah. So I think my thought is when I meet somebody at my event or at a networking event, sometimes they can think it's business.
Yeah.
But you kind of have to draw that line, like, no, I'm into you in a dating aspect. You know what I mean?
Right.
So.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Do you find that a lot in Miami though? People are. I mean, I want to say using people, but like what can I get from you? That type of thing,
Definitely,
like transactional.
definitely.
Yeah.
It can be transactional.
Like LA. Yeah.
Yeah, LA's like that too. But like, you know what? I believe because I heard a lot of stuff about LA before I went there.
Did you live there?
No, but I go there and visit a lot.
Yeah.
But before I ever went, I heard a lot of things about that, like
Yeah.
that.
It's Hollywood.
Yeah, but like I believe if you have a certain mindset and you are, very intentional with who you want to hang out with,
Real attracts real.
I don't see it there.
Yeah.
Because I don't hang out with those kind of people.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that I think it could be like that anywhere, but it might be more prevalent.
It's just all
But
about
if
the person.
Yeah, if your
Yeah.
intention is the right people, like I don't ever see it in LA like
I
that.
just sit back because I'm an observer and I like to listen a lot, and you can read a lot of people, and
Yeah.
I just look sometimes. I'm like, it just seems so sad. Like this life seems so sad to me.
Superficial.
Yeah, it's super stiff. And on the outside you look great, but I just was like, yeah, this person's really unhappy. Like I read people a lot, and I'm like, at the end of the day, I don't know. I just feel like that isn't success to me. Like
Yeah.
Where
even
do
if
you
you
live?
have all the bells and whistles. So I go back and forth between Indianapolis and Tampa.
Okay.
So right
Tampa's
now.
like a mini Miami, right?
Yeah, yes, but not as
And she's
like
single, I think.
cha-cha-cha-cha.
I don't know. I'm just saying.
But so I go back and
Viewers.
forth. But I'm really into like I don't know. What is happiness to you? What does success look like?
I think inner peace.
Yes,
comes to mind.
yes.
Inner
And
peace
he's
comes
so
to mind.
calm and peaceful. I
Yeah,
love
he
that.
is.
Yeah, no, you are. So I appreciate
Yeah,
that.
I mean, I think we all have goals here. Like, obviously, you have your goals. I have my goals with my business. But I think if it's not bringing you peace, I think that's that's
Yeah.
really important.
So what kind of stuff do you do to keep your peace? Like working out, like do you meditate? Like what kind of stuff?
Meditation, I think, is important. I think being around the right people. It's always nice when you can have someone that you're close with, you can call on and just shoot the shit with.
Yeah.
You know?
In Miami, because you're from Detroit, we come here. Is there ever like loneliness? Because you know what I mean? It's like not your team's in Detroit, right?
Yeah.
But like down here, do you have a team? Like
I have a team. Yeah, I have a good network. I mean, obviously, you can always feel lonely at certain
Yeah.
points. So.
Yeah, because I was down here, and yeah, like when I'm not hanging out with people, I hate being by myself. I'm looking for but I didn't go out. But it was
I mean, being alone sometimes is. I think there's a difference between being alone and loneliness.
Yeah.
So I
Like,
think
I
being
love being
alone.
alone
Yeah,
sometimes,
like,
yeah.
I think
Yeah,
that can bring inner
sometimes, but-
peace.
Yeah. Do you when you
You're the kind of person that always likes to be.
I need
Yeah.
energy,
Yeah, you
man.
need energy.
Yeah.
when you go back to Michigan though, like for the holidays, you were just saying you're going back. Are people like, oh, he's such a big shot now, like Miami? Like, do you get
Yeah,
that
that's a great
vibe from your
question.
I get
old
that,
like
you know,
homies
I get
and
that
guys?
sometimes. It's just weird for when I hear that because I'm such a down to earth person. But I get that sometimes.
I'm
you know?
sure, yeah.
I mean, with Nexus, I think it's a very unique business, and it's propelled me a lot in certain ways, and a lot of realtors, they want to be in that business and they want to be in that niche. So, it helps.
Now, do they have to stay in a certain company, like Compass?
Nexus,
be in there,
all different
or
brokers.
all different brokers,
All
okay.
different brokers. We have, like I said, insurance providers, lenders, concierge.
Because
So-
there's another. I'm not going to say the name because I'm not going to give them any. But they have a sports department in their company. Real estate company.
Most brokers have sports and entertainment divisions, but this is separate. This is a culmination, not just brokers. Like I said, we
Yeah,
have
everybody.
insurance, lenders, all different brokers from different companies.
Yeah. Now, what do you do down here besides work?
Like I said, I play hockey.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, tell us about playing hockey.
Yeah.
Okay, so I went to my first hockey game, and I
Oh,
went to a
Lightning.
Bolts game in Tampa.
Bolts, yeah.
And it was at first Las Vegas, and I saw my first fight, and it was awesome. Like I don't know, I loved it. So did you play as a kid, or how'd you get back into
I played
it?
my whole life.
Okay.
I played my whole life. Played competitively. Played 1 year in college. So that was the only sport I was ever good at. So.
Yeah.
So is
But
it weird now to get back
how
into
the
it?
Florida teams are like Florida Panthers won the Stanley Cup last year. The Bolts are always good. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
And it's the ice doesn't melt. Like that just blows my mind. Like but you play roller inline like with the.
I play inline and ice. I haven't played ice down here, but my whole life I played ice.
Do you
hockey.
go down to South Beach with your inlines and?
Yeah.
Do you?
Yeah.
I
It's
didn't know
fun,
people still do it. Like,
Speaking of dating, going out with
Yeah.
a girl and like rollerblading, like
Yeah,
I'm
there's
pretty
something about
good,
that.
so I got to teach them.
Yeah.
That is hot. Like you should take somebody. You should go on like do they have like little cute ice skating rings? Because it's amazing. Like a guy can ice skate and you'd be like, whoosh, whoosh, and not try to like fall on your ass. Like that's
Well, even
impressive.
that, just like rollerblading on the boardwalk is fun.
It's fun, yeah.
Yeah, we have a indoor rink at a hotel at our place in Ocean City, and they'll have little hockey games and the little guys, and we'll go watch them.
Yeah.
It's amazing, and then we can go skate when they have time or whatever. So I'm a pretty good skater.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm more of a hockey kind of style than a figure skater.
I'm not. I just try to stay up. Like
Yeah.
I'm not a good skater.
Yeah,
so.
I don't know, man. All right, what's the vision from here? Like, where are you going to take this thing, man? Like, if everything worked out perfectly, what's it look like, and how are you planning on standing out, like being that one?
I think for me, I just want to be the premier realtor for professional athletes. So for all the biggest athletes, I really want to take Nexus to the next level. So yeah, I'm just excited for the future and just keep building and doing stuff like this, connecting with good people like you.
Yeah.
So,
Now, I mean, do you have a vision of like being out there and speaking and stuff like that as well? Like get on like more stages?
yeah, I
and
want to get on
stuff?
more. I think for me, I really like podcasts.
Yeah.
So just
Yeah.
getting more immersed in that world.
Yeah. And what about stages, like live stages too?
Yeah,
Like,
I got to take some
talking
public
about-
speaking courses, but
yeah, but like I think that's just repetition and
you get comfortable.
Yeah.
You keep getting out of your comfort zone is important. So.
yeah. I think podcasting for you would be great because there's a lot of sports podcasts out there. There's a lot of there's a lot of real estate podcasts, entrepreneurs, but like getting out there where people are seeing you all the time, being interviewed by multiple different people will be huge.
Have
for
you seen these athletes that have retired and transitioned to podcasting?
Yeah, the
like
Kelsey
Brandon
brothers.
Marshall,
Yeah.
Kelsey brothers.
Yeah.
Kelsey brothers. Who else? Pivot podcast.
Pac-Man Jones has with Zach Hirsch, who's coming in later. He has a podcast with him. So
Yeah.
Pac-Man Jones was a football player.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's a big thing, and the NFL has an alumni network too that we're tapped into too.
Mm-hmm.
So like they're doing these, and matter of fact, players that are still playing are doing them.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the Kelsey brothers had it with Jason Kelsey and Travis Kelsey. They're still
They're still playing.
Well,
Yeah.
Jason just retired, but then I
He
saw
looks
that
awesome, by the way.
Parsons,
I was
Micah
like,
Parsons has a podcast for Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, it's
a big thing for athletes. I feel like they already have an audience built in.
The behind the scenes is great too, because you don't really. Back in the day, you would see your player on TV, and then you wouldn't know anything about their life, really. You wouldn't know what they talk about or anything.
I feel like some are better than others. Like, because everyone just thinks broadcasting is so easy, and coming from live television, I think it's really funny. Like, Tony Romo kills it. The Manning brothers kill it. I don't know. I'm watching and I love Tom Brady. I'm a big T. Brady fan, but I'm like, I don't like his voice. Like when I'm just like he knows his stuff.
And I don't
obviously,
like Tony's voice.
But you don't like Tony. See, I think Tony's funny, but I don't like
that's weird.
Tom. And then they're eating like a jerkin or something for. I'm like, he doesn't eat that because we know his diet.
Yeah.
I feel like, and I love Tom Brady. Don't know shade. He's awesome, but I'm just saying it's interesting. Like sometimes it doesn't totally translate. Like I love Gronk. I think but like I don't know. It's interesting. Some people
Gronk
really
does a good
thrive.
job for his image.
Yeah.
So just what's like when you're in your business and like trying to keep up with the athletes and their contracts and different things like that. Like, what are your thoughts on?
Oh man, you got to. There's so many
the numbers going on right now. Like Soto
you really got to be on top of it. There's so much happening. I feel like in sports, I could tell you're a big sports fan.
Yeah.
You got to really be on top of it. And I have so many sports agent contacts, business managers, just staying in front of them and just being on top of it.
So do you do like proactive work when you know somebody's working on a deal, or maybe they might move to Miami or this and that, and then reach out somehow? Or
I think there's a fine line because like you don't want to like if a player's getting another contract, you don't want to seem too salesy and reach out right then to his business manager. You know, you kind of want to just build that relationship and just stay top of mind.
But you can't sit there and hope that they call you though. That's the thing. Like there's a fine line, like you said.
There's a fine line.
Yeah, because like you want to be aggressive and like serve.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
I think for me, it's just all about adding value. Like, I'll connect a lot of sports agents to business managers and vice versa, and just helping them grow the Rolodex. I think that helps a lot, just adding them value.
Yeah,
you know?
and did you watch Ballers?
Nah, I love Ballers.
Did you? So was that before you came down here?
Yeah.
Okay, so like, compared to watching that and then compared to being down here now, give us the difference.
It's very different, you know? I think,
Is it really? Like, it's not the same? Like...
I mean, you're watching The Rock and Ballers, you know?
Yeah, I know, but I'm talking about like how everybody acts and
there's some similarities for sure.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say it's as crazy as Ballers. It's not like that Hollywood glam lifestyle. It's just more, you know, business day to day. You're helping them, you know. I mean, I'm not part of their entourage.
Yeah.
So.
Have you been to a Diddy party? Or on the record, off the record?
He's
No.
like,
Never been to a Diddy
he's
party.
like,
I think that was before my time. Thank
don't,
God.
we're not singling you out. We're asking every guest today and every
Have you
day.
been to a Diddy party?
Have you been to a Diddy party?
I forgot to ask
that
Nadine
one,
that.
that one Diddy party?
Yeah, Nadine might have. No, I don't know.
You know what's so funny is I know so many people that are like, oh my God, I've been to a Diddy party. But they're like the party before the part, not like the freak offs. Like they've been to like the white party after the Oscars or whatever, but they haven't been to the other stuff. So I was like, God, that's terrible.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Who's the one athlete you would love to work with?
That's a good question.
Yeah,
That's a good question.
Who would be like?
Put it into the universe.
best?
Kyrie Irving would be cool. I love basketball. Kyrie Irving. LeBron would be really
You know
cool.
what's so wild? Can I tell you something about Kyrie Irving? The craziest thing. Okay, I was at Live, and we were at Paulie D was DJ, and I'm a big Jersey Shore fan. I don't know. I guess because I went there when I was younger. And we were at Live, and Kyrie Irving came in, and we had a table back when I used to do stupid stuff like that. And I got to hang out with him and had a picture or whatever. Well, I was talking about him yesterday. This is crazy that you said his name. Because but no, I couldn't remember his name. I couldn't remember the guy's
There you
name.
go.
It was crazy.
That is wild.
And then you just said it, and I'm like, oh.
Synchronicity.
So I didn't even bother to Google it, but I was just like, I'm going to figure this out without Googling it. And it's just wild because I know who he is and I know his name, but I probably that's why I shouldn't have been tailgating yesterday.
But now I know you're Jersey Shore. I didn't even know you love the Jersey Shore.
Yeah, my wife and I lay in bed and watch the Jersey Shore. Even though they got older and they have
Jersey Shore.
families and stuff. Yeah, it's stupid.
GTL for life.
I watch it and I'm like, this is the stupidest shit, man. Like, why am I watching this?
Reality shows, yeah.
But the old ones were good because I used to party like that and we used to go to the clubs. So
You resonated with it.
we have a segment at the end of the show, okay? It's called Kinz's Quickies.
Are you ready?
And
Okay.
she's going to fire away at you.
We're
Keep
gonna play.
in mind, I was in Art Basel this week, so
These are easy. Okay, so this or that, Justin. Here we go. Cardio or weights?
weights.
Okay. Stay in or go out?
Stay in.
Islands or mountain vacay?
Islands.
Miami or Vegas?
Miami.
Sushi or pizza?
Sushi.
Now this one, be very careful. Blondes or brunettes?
Blondes.
He gave
Tell
me
the
the
truth.
link.
Tell the truth, though, really. Like,
gave
really,
me
what's
the
your
link.
natural inclination?
Blondish brunette. No.
Yeah, blondish. Yeah, what is that? Yeah, that's like a, yeah.
I mean,
like that.
I love golden hair. You know.
Yeah.
It's a good look.
So what about Latinas since you've been down here? Like, what is it like that? Like do you like them better or?
And where do you take somebody on the
I'm
perfect
Middle
first date?
American.
Eastern, so I like Middle Eastern women a lot.
Okay,
I
yeah.
like my culture. I love all. I don't discriminate.
Where do you
Yeah.
take them on the first date? In Miami? What's like a perfect like first date?
Blue Ribbon's a really cool sushi spot. in
Oh,
South
cool.
Beach. Yeah. Have you guys heard of it?
No.
They have one in New York and LA.
Okay.
Is it better than Baoli or whatever? Probably.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just
You
know
guys
that
need
name.
good restaurant recs. You can always.
Of
reach
course.
out.
I
I
got
went
the
to
connection
Queen.
now.
I liked Queen. I mean, it was there was
Queen?
like
No,
Queen.
I'm not taking a real Queen.
Why? Is it just like too much?
It's too much of a Miami scene. I avoid
Okay.
those places now.
Oh,
Okay.
so now you're a local now.
Now
you
I'm a local,
You
yeah.
go see,
What do I like? Call me
undercover
Gabby.
local.
I like that.
Yeah.
Call Me
I
Gabby's nice.
Yeah, I like that. That's like a fun little
Yeah.
I like that. You would like that because you're Italian.
I like Marion.
Marion?
You been to Marion?
Yeah, I've been there. Yeah,
You don't
that's,
like
that's
that?
a party spot.
Is it? But is that like a tourist
Yeah,
trap?
it's a tourist
Oh,
trap.
damn.
Not a tourist trap, but it's like
Yeah.
a place you'd come when you're on vacation.
Yeah, that's true.
I
wouldn't-
avoid those places.
If I lived here, I wouldn't go there. That's
Yeah.
true.
cool.
Is that it?
Yeah,
All of
I mean, that was it.
All
I
right,
just wanted a
so
quick fire.
now I want to make sure people know where to go deeper with you. That want to get into Nexus, that might be in insurance or real estate or whatever. How can they reach you?
Instagram is great. Justen_Elias.
With an E. Justin with an E.
JUSTEN_ALIAS.
you
That's a
go.
tongue twister.
There you go.
Email, cell, all good.
Awesome. All right, guys, we'll put that in the show notes.
Guys, thank you so much for having me. Then
No.
Thank
I
you for
love what you're
being
doing.
Our
Mike.
pleasure, man.
Yeah.
Thank
we
you.
learned so much
Thank
about you, like
Thank
all
you.
encompassing. We love that.
I got to
yeah.
tell you, dude, like I thought about this idea of doing this, and then I'm like, oh man, what if we can't pull it off? Or like, I don't know enough. Like all these negative. Do you deal with that too? As we wind down here, I should ask another question, but do you deal with that sometimes, where you're like, you feel like you're out of your league when you're dealing with like a.
Not that I'm out of my league. I think
Not
it's
that you are, but like
Yeah.
the thought that comes in, like,
You're always.
am I
feel
really
like-
prepared for this?
Yeah, I think negativity always can seep in, but I think it's just about being present. Like I recently read
Yeah.
The Power of Now. I love that book.
Yes.
Have you guys heard of that book?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, of course.
Just you're not your thoughts. You're always looking at your thoughts. You know what I mean?
Yep.
It's like being present is so powerful.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I
love
like
it.
that you meditate. That's one of the new practices I do every single morning, at least 20 minutes, and it's changed my life.
Yeah.
Because you can rewire your brain.
have
and
you guys
become
ever
a
tried
totally
breath
different
work?
Yes, yes.
Yep.
There's a YouTube called Breathwork with Sandy. Amazing.
Okay, I'll check
With
it out.
Sandy?
Yeah.
Okay.
Amazing.
Yeah,
Okay.
meditation for me, prayer, meditation in the morning before I even get out of bed.
I
like, I'll
think
just do it.
someone like you're very high level, so I think we have to meditate in order just to stay sane. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
Yeah.
because thoughts are going crazy.
Thoughts are going
yeah,
crazy.
I got
so
all
much
kinds of
going
ideas.
on. Yeah.
And when you
Yeah.
realize you can totally change your energy and then you change your life,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So I'm going to tell you one thing real quick before we wind down here. And I appreciate everybody listening and watching, however you're consuming this content. Will you grow your beard out like really long if I come out with a beard oil, like a brand? This is serious.
For
man.
you, I will.
Like,
Normally,
you got to
no.
grow it out, man. And then we're going to make sure it's all conditioned and all
For
that.
you, I will.
Okay.
Normally, I wouldn't. If I'm on your podcast again, I'll have.
As long as you
Awesome.
both don't cover your dimples, because I have a big dimple.
Yeah,
You guys
yeah,
both have
yeah.
great dimples.
Well,
That's
just
what we-
shave that part. It'll be a new style.
Don't cover your dimples.
Mike C-Roc beard oil.
No, it's called. I don't know what. I shouldn't say the name yet.
Save
I'll
it,
wait.
save it,
I'll
save
wait.
it,
Yeah,
save
I'll
it,
tell
save
you offline. But yeah, for real, like we're doing this. So,
I'm excited.
so all right, guys, listen. We appreciate all you being here, watching, like I said, or listening. However you're consuming this content, it's your boy C-Roc and Kinz signing off with Justen Elias here in Miami. Keep coming back, subscribe, and support our guests. Go check them out. Until next time, be that one.